Well, hello everybody, and this is oops, getting a little feedback there. Well, hello everybody, and this is see where it's coming from, the large screen TV over there. But anyway, this is a new feature on the Slim Nation um, network, or whatever you want to call it, platform called City Talk with Slim. And basically, we concentrate on the city of Portsmouth, and we plan on having city officials on, citizens from the city of Portsmouth, just concentrating on talking about what's going on in and around Portsmouth. Hopefully, we can get some people from City Hall to come on and talk to us. If the city manager uh, gives the okay for different department heads or people from different departments to come on and have a conversation with us, so we can answer some of the questions citizens might have. And of course, we go live. So citizens to have that opportunity to tune in and ask the questions. But I'm just coming on today to introduce this, and this is just another thing that I'm trying to do. And don't think I'm doing too much because this is going to be kind of spread out throughout. But City Talk with Slim, where I just want to be able to concentrate on the city of Portsmouth. Now, Portsmouth Coffee Talk, even though it has the name in it as its main brand, we do talk about some Portsmouth issues there, but we do get a little deeper and heavier on the subject contents when we talk about that. On City Talk with a Slim, it's mostly geared to be positive, where we control the narrative about what goes on in the city of Portsmouth. It's not a whole lot of politics talking on here about who you're going to vote for and all that. It's mainly to share the news, the positive news about businesses, new businesses, existing businesses, and just people in general uh, that grew up in the city of Portsmouth and how they feel about the city of Portsmouth. So this is what we are concentrating on. So we hope. Let me see what this comment is. Okay, that's a comment from me, but not going to be long. I just wanted to talk about. I'm a member of the Museums and Fine Arts Commission. Kind of new. I guess I've been on there for about 6 months now, but you know, it's just one of my many boards I've served on, but I think this is one of the boards where it's more relaxing. Uh, it more deals with the museums and arts and culture of the city of Portsmouth. And also a part of that is the Colored Library, which is run by the city of Portsmouth and really supported by the African American the African American Historical Society of Portsmouth. So we've had him on another platform talking about the event that happened last night. So I'm sure that was successful. I wasn't able to make it, but I'm sure it. From pictures I saw on Facebook, it looked like it was a very successful event, and we probably will have them back on later to talk about that and more about their fundraising efforts. But anyway, I wanted to come up here and just tell about, the city of Portsmouth is concentrating also, along with all the other historical uh, facts that evolve around the city of Portsmouth. They're concentrating on Black history, Black History Month, not particularly just that month, but Black history in general, because they have several events that are planned not only this month, but the following months coming up. So I'm gonna tell you about a few. Of course, I went to one Saturday. It was called "Pray, Fight, and Flight: The Enslaved Black Family and Resistance." And that was February 7th. That was yesterday, and February 7th. And the featured speaker was Dr. Brenda Stevenson, and she gave uh, intriguing and informative lecture or talk on uh, the history, the Black history in the city of Portsmouth, some things that a lot of us didn't know about the city of Portsmouth as far as concerning Black history. And I'm sure they will film it. The city of Portsmouth was filming it, and I'm sure it will be up on YouTube pretty soon, so you'll be able to watch the whole series. And I did a little filming myself of her, and you can go on my page. that I did. You can go on Portsmouth Coffee Talk uh, on the Portsmouth Coffee Talk podcast on a YouTube channel and look at the pod that I taped. But stay tuned for what the city did because they taped their whole event. And next, February 21st, the African American Historical Society of Portsmouth, Preserving Communities' History. They will have at the Welcome Center. And the Welcome Center is the old, uh, it's right across, it's the building right across from the Children's Museum that houses most of the main police department now. But they do have an auditorium in there that they use for various events like this. So it'll be in that building. That's 206 High Street. And the speaker will be Charles Johnson, who is the president of the African American Historical Society. And that will be at 1 p.m. on February the 21st. The African American Society, Preserving Communities, a Community's History. So make sure you attend that. And all these events are free, by the way. So, uh, and I encourage you, most of these events, to bring your children, whether you're African American or Caucasian. Everybody needs to know the history of different cultures, especially as they involve or they are associated with the city of Portsmouth. So it'll be something that we need to make sure that we pass down the information to the future, and the present and the future generations. So, and then we're going to have, and this is going to be at the Norfolk State Student Center. And I guess Portsmouth has a little bit to do about this, even though it's going to be at Norfolk State because it is on the program agenda here. But voting rights in the 20th century, and that's February the 26th at 12:30 p.m. Dr. Cassandra Newby Alexander and Dr. Charles Ford, professors at Norfolk State, will uh, do their presentation on that subject. And I think that's will be a very interesting thing. And like I said, and looks like most of these are on Saturdays. So make sure you take your children and adults go too, because it's always something to learn about this history. And we concentrate on Black history now, but it's a lot of other cultural history information that is shared throughout the year. So as I see them come along, I will also pass them on to you. You know, we have a strong Filipino community in Hampton Roads and some here in the city of Portsmouth, and we need to honor that, as well as Koreans, as well as Vietnamese, and all different kind of cultures that need to be recognized, and information on their cultural history should be shared. And hopefully just as much attention will be paid attention to those cultural groups as they are the African Americans. And one thing about the African Americans, we have a large contingent here in the city of Portsmouth, and the history is pretty strong as far as our existence here in the city of Portsmouth. And you'll be surprised at some of the things that some of these people, presenters rather, will have to offer us. And on February 28th, Hampton Roads, the capital of Black baseball in Virginia. And that's at 1:30, and that's going to be at the Portsmouth Welcome Center. That's the same building right across. It used to be the Hall of Fame building, and it's right across from the Children's Museum. And there's plenty of parking right behind it. And on the weekends, like that Saturday, parking in the parking lot is free, as it is on the streets in the city of Portsmouth as well. On the weekends, parking is free, so you don't have to worry about that. And Daryl J. Howard, author of Sunday Coming, will be the presenter at that event. Again, at Portsmouth Welcome Center, Hampton Roads, the capital of Black baseball in Virginia. And that's February 28th. So we're going into March and still a little bit of Black history, and this will be at the Portsmouth Arts and Cultural Center, and that's 400 High Street, and I believe that's in the old famous building, if I'm not mistaken. Well, anyway, no, that's in the courthouse. The courthouse, where they have the little Friday concerts on Court and High Street, the Portsmouth Arts and Cultural Center, and that's where that is, across the street from the former, excuse me, building I mentioned. But that's going to be March 7th at 1:30 p.m. and it's titled Black Hist. I'm sorry, Black Freedom: A History of Juneteenth and Other Emancipation Day Celebrations. And that should be very informative as well. And Dr. Blair L.M. Kelly, president of the National Humanities Center, will be the presenter at that event. So that's March. So we're going into March. We're going out of February, but we still uh, celebrating or giving you information about the Black history in the city of Portsmouth. And March 14th at 1:30, again at the Portsmouth Arts and Cultural Center. That's 400 High Street on the corner of High and Court Street. And that building is the old courthouse, where they used to have all the courthouse there. And that's down there where the Confederate monument used to be. So that event is Portsmouth through a science fiction lens, and Tony Snipes, artist and Portsmouth native, featured in Street Seas and Sky Machines exhibition. Exhibition. So he will be there on March 14th at 1:30 at the Portsmouth Arts and Cultural Center. Subject Portsmouth through a science fiction lens. That should be interesting. Portsmouth. Have we ever thought about looking at Portsmouth through a science fiction lens? You know, we a lot of us like science fiction and read about it and watch movies about it, but we never associate it with Portsmouth. Let's be nice to go there and see how he puts that together. And also at the Portsmouth Arts and Cultural Center, and this is be March 28th. And the Virginia Symphony Orchestra Fellows, the string quartet, will be performing there, and that should be nice too. The Virginia Symphony does a lot of things here in the city of Portsmouth. They've been at our high schools performing, and introducing students and others to a different type of music. I was in the orchestra when I was in junior high school, and being in the orchestra and playing the cello gave me an appreciation for more than what was going on in the city of Portsmouth. So, uh, got a call there. I'll call them back. Okay, and May 23rd, going into May, the Symphony Orchestra comes back again with the Wind Quartet from 2:30 to 3 p.m. At a performance at the Portsmouth Arts and Cultural Center. And again, at the Portsmouth Arts and Cultural Center, hidden stories hidden histories of the Portsmouth Aeroship Building Company. And Tony Snipes will be back again. I think he owns that company, and giving you some information about that here in the city of Portsmouth. So that gives you a little caption about some of the things that are going on or upcoming in the city of Portsmouth. And I will be coming back, of course, with City Talk with Slim to let you know about some of the things that's going on in the city of Portsmouth. Hope to have the mayor up here, several city council people, school board members, and people of different boards and commissions. Talking about their service on the boards, their volunteer service on the boards, and we're going to have a good time. And before I leave, I want to share this with me. I'm reading, just received this book or got this book, and I got it from the the bookstore in Portsmouth. The let me make sure the Printed Word Bookstore LLC, the Printed Word Bookstore with Terrence and Tara, uh, Terrence and Tara. Uh, They are in the bookstore in Churchland, so make sure you visit them and support them. But I got this book from Clay King and watch him every day. It's called Burning Down Master's House. It's a novel, but you all remember he did a book called The Grit, The Grift. I had to see and make sure I gave the right title, which was a best-selling book. So anyway, yes. So we are reading this book now. You know, if you know me, you know I love to read books. When I to take the time to sit down and read them, or either I'll do an audio version of it, audio book version of it, so I can do it while I'm doing other things. But anyway, it's always relaxing to just sit down and read a book and just put everything else out your mind, all the troubles and the things you might be dealing with out your mind, and make sure that you concentrate on that. But anyway, thanks a lot for watching. We appreciate you. And we'll see you next time we come on. And this is the first show of Slim City Talk with Slim in the city of Portsmouth. We'll see you next time.